The thugs attack a weak-looking alone woman,
Take her upstairs, get her cleaned up.
not knowing she will become extremely creative to end their lives. Welcome back to Warner Series. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. The movie centers around Anna Rook, a woman in her late 20s who's been struggling with an intense anxiety disorder for most of her life. She's basically a shut-in and hasn't left her house in over 10 years. Her only family is her older brother, Conrad, who happens to be seriously ill with pancreatic cancer. Because it's just the two of them, he's always super protective of her. The house they live in? Not just any house. It holds some dark, hidden secrets. There are things stashed in odd places, and both siblings are really cautious about letting anyone in. One evening, Anna is alone, fiddling with an old key in her room when she hears something. Turns out it's just Conrad outside. He asks her to join him, but she refuses pretty harshly. It's not about being rude, it's just that her anxiety keeps her trapped indoors. The next day, Conrad's lawyer, Charlotte, drops by. They're supposed to go over his will and discuss what Anna will inherit when he passes, but Anna isn't emotionally ready to face any of that. It's still too real for her. We then meet Dan, the guy who brings their food every morning. Besides her brother, he's the only one Anna talks to. He's friendly, understanding, and over time, he's managed to gain her trust. You can tell she likes him. While they're chatting, there's a loud noise from Conrad's room. Anna rushes in and helps him back into bed. They end up spending the whole day together, reminiscing and talking about old wounds, especially their dad. Conrad tries to get Anna to forgive him, but it only stirs up old anger. Later that night, Anna's alarm goes off. She runs to her brother's room and finds him lifeless. Even though she knew the day was coming, nothing could have prepared her for the emptiness his death leaves behind. Once the medics take his body, she spends hours cleaning everything, tossing out his medication, and trying to pull herself together. During this emotional wreck of a time, Dan shows up and comforts her. He gently suggests she move away and start fresh somewhere else. But Anna isn't ready to let go of the home she's been tied to for so long. During their talk, Dan admits he wants to leave town too, but money's holding him back. Without saying much, Anna disappears for a bit and comes back with a bag full of cash, urging him to take it. He's stunned and refuses, but she keeps pushing, saying she has more than she needs. The following day is the funeral. Anna tries to attend, but just getting ready overwhelms her. Her anxiety kicks in, and in the end, she stays home, drowning in grief and feeling like she failed her brother one last time. As she's battling her thoughts, a car pulls up. 3 strange men approach the house. Thinking it's empty because of the funeral, they plan to rob it. One of them, JP, breaks in through the back door and lets the others inside. He's clearly the leader, with his brother Vance and a guy named Perry tagging along. But their plan hits a bump when they hear a kettle whistle. They now realize someone's home. Anna panics and rushes upstairs, trying to hide. Perry finds her in the bedroom, forcing her to bolt downstairs. She makes it to the front door, but freezes, unable to step outside because of her anxiety. JP closes the door and seems puzzled. She had the chance to run, or even call for help, but didn't. They brush off her strange behavior, focused instead on finding the rumored money hidden in the house. JP and Vance tear the place apart, while Perry keeps watch over Anna. She opens up to him about her disorder, revealing she hasn't left the house in years. He's curious and wants to see if she's bluffing. Just for fun, he drags her outside, causing her to faint on the spot. When JP tries to carry her back in, she wets herself from the stress. Vance is told to help her get cleaned up, while the other two continue searching. Eventually, they stumble upon a basement with 2 weird doors that don't have any handles. Obviously something Anna and Conrad wanted to keep hidden. Meanwhile, Anna starts talking to Vance. He's clearly the softest among the 3. She notices that he's not comfortable with hurting anyone and tries to use that to get him on her side. For a moment, it seems like she's getting through to him, but he quickly realizes she's manipulating him and snaps. Just as he's about to force her to change clothes, Dan unexpectedly walks in. He had come from the funeral and wanted to check on Anna since she didn't show up. She's relieved at first, until Dan greets Vance by name. That's when it hits her. Dan is one of them. She freaks out and hides somewhere in the house. But things get twisted when JP and Perry knock Dan out, clearly unaware of who he is. Turns out, Dan isn't part of their crew after all. Perry starts getting frustrated and threatens to kill Anna's pet bird unless she shows herself. When she doesn't, he cruelly follows through and kills the poor thing. Dan wakes up, but JP ties him up and throws him onto the couch. While the guys are distracted, Anna sneaks into the bathroom, but accidentally makes some noise. Vance goes to check it out, but Anna is ready this time. She stabs him in the neck, killing him instantly. The others notice the sudden silence and sense something's off. They call out for Vance, but only hear the eerie sound of Anna dragging his body down to the basement. The two crooks eventually find blood trails smeared on the floor and trace them to discover Vance's lifeless body. JP, shaken and heartbroken, holds his brother and breaks down in tears. His sorrow quickly turns into rage. This isn't just about money anymore. Now it's personal. Not long after, Perry spots Anna through a partially open door, but before he can get in, she slams it shut and locks him out. She rushes back to her room and grabs that mysterious key she'd been toying with earlier in the movie. Turns out, it opens a hidden control panel containing a lever. When she pulls it, the basement staircase folds away into the floor, stranding Perry and JP down there with no way out. Anna checks to make sure they're stuck, and sure enough, there's no easy escape. Down in the basement, the two trapped men start banging on doors, trying everything they can to break out, but the place was clearly built to keep people inside. Upstairs, Dan opens up to Anna. He confesses that he told Vance about the stash of cash just the day before, not knowing it would lead to such chaos. He feels guilty, but Anna's not moved. She doesn't even untie him. Instead, she asks about how her brother's funeral went. Dan gives her the details and then wonders aloud what Conrad would have done in this nightmare. Anna doesn't say much. She simply snaps one of his fingers and drags him over to the hole where the stairs used to be. She tells him that if he's really not involved with the others, he should prove it by jumping in. When he doesn't, she shoves him, and he lands hard, clearly injuring his leg. Later, Anna hides behind a secret panel and watches the basement through surveillance monitors. JP, desperate to get under her skin, starts hurting Dan to get a reaction out of her. But Anna stays cold. She tells him there's a medical kit in one of the sealed rooms, but only one door is now unlocked. She's triggered it remotely. JP manages to open the room and step inside. But as soon as he does, Anna hits another switch and traps him inside. What's strange is that the room looks just like one upstairs. Same layout, same furniture. Meanwhile, Perry has been hacking away at the other sealed door. After tons of effort, he finally breaks it down and comes face to face with something horrifying, a freezer filled with dead bodies. He stumbles backward in shock and bumps into Anna. Now that he's seen too much, Anna knows she can't let him go. She smashes a hammer into his head, but Perry doesn't go down quietly. He grabs her and nearly chokes her before finally collapsing for blood loss. Back in the basement, Dan crawls his way into the second room and discovers the same grisly sight. Realizing he's stuck in something way darker than he thought, he begins to panic. Just then, Anna's lawyer, Charlotte, shows up to check on her since she hadn't been answering calls. Anna plays it cool, pretending all is well and blaming the weird sounds on her TV. Charlotte doesn't dig deeper and eventually leaves. Once she's gone, Anna returns to the basement and finds Dan near the freezer. She pushes him into a cupboard that connects to the room where JP is held. There's a one-way mirror in there. Anna uses it to keep an eye on them both. JP figures out he's being watched and tries to break the glass, but Anna informs him it's bulletproof. She then tosses him a shirt from a wardrobe. The catch? It used to belong to her dad. The truth begins to unravel. That creepy basement room? It was a twisted stage Conrad and Anna set up. They used to lure bad men in, sedate them, and lock them up. Then Conrad would crawl in through the same hidden cupboard and torment them while Anna watched from behind glass. JP wants answers. Why go through all this? And whose shirt is this? That's when Anna drops a bombshell. Her father had abused her as a child, and one day, Conrad snapped and strangled him to death. That moment changed everything. After that, they turned their pain into revenge, targeting registered sex offenders, trapping and killing them. Anna believes they were doing the right thing. JP, however, isn't buying the moral high ground. He calls both her and her brother deranged and accuses them of killing for pleasure, not justice. That accusation rattles Anna. Fuming, she tosses a gun to Dan and tells him to kill JP, claims it's for his own good. But JP knocks Dan aside and grabs the weapon. He points it at Dan, ready to shoot, but Anna steps in and tells him this is his punishment. She says the only way to make up for Vance's death is to die himself. For a moment, it seems JP might actually do it, but he hesitates, then turns the gun back on Dan. Before he can pull the trigger, Anna opens the door and lets them out. JP, limping but furious, helps Dan outside. But he's far from done. He sees Vance's corpse, and the grief comes flooding back. He's set on revenge. Dan tries to talk him down, but JP decks him and storms back into the house. He starts splashing gasoline everywhere. Anna, still hoping to stop this madness, offers him the money. She begs him to take it and disappear, but he knocks her over and chases her upstairs. Up there, he tells her his final plan. He's going to make her suffer the way her dad did. Wearing the old man's shirt makes it even sicker. Right as he's about to assault her, Dan bursts in. The distraction gives Anna just enough time to grab the gun and fire. JP drops dead. For a few moments, the room goes quiet. Dan and Anna stare at the body, not saying a word. They walk downstairs together, and without a goodbye, Dan leaves. Anna stays behind, sitting quietly in the living room. After a long pause, she finally walks outside for the first time in over a decade. No panic, no fear, just quiet resolve. In the final scene, she sets fire to the house that had kept her prisoner for so long and walks away without looking back. If you like this video, hit that like button, and if not, maybe press dislike twice just to be sure. But really, you should watch the whole movie. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.